Hello friends, it is Raycoon here on Halloween, and I am playing a short HTML, a short text-based game in browser called the Elevator Game. I started recording myself playing Outlast again, because that's apparently what I'm trying to do this Halloween. But I wanted to record something else to put out while I'm working on Outlast. Because it's supposedly only 5 hours long. I'm so much of a little bitch that it takes me fucking forever. It took me fucking forever to get to, a certain point in the game that's only, I think it would take a normal person 20 minutes to get to, and it took me, 3 hours, possibly. Whatever, man, it's fine. So here we are, playing the elevator game. Few who tried to play the elevator game see it through to the end, and fewer want to talk about the experience. The game began as an obscure piece of sleepover lore, but gained notoriety in the wake of a particular murder case. Yep, let's just start. Okay. Oh! Alright. Missing persons. Name Serene Lotus, age 19, question mark? Occupation student, description. Piercing red and yellow eyes. Ooh, okay. Location, detective's office. Fade in on a sparsely decorated room with a patina of neglect on everything but the desk. The desk is littered with photographs, all showing a young mare with a sunny demeanor and vivid red and yellow eyes. A candlestick phone stands in the corner, nestled between clay tablets, ink vials, and blotting paper. What a strange world this is. What a strange universe we find ourselves in. Oh, over the desk looms Trapper, a stallion with all the shabby edges of a private detective, but with a perfectly combed and coiffed mane that reveals a certain elegance. Ooh, the phone rings. Greeting him on the other end is the voice of Lupe, terse and iron-like in its efficiency, with the cold warmth of professionalism emanating from every word. Lupe, are you still working on that missing persons case? Trapper, Serene Lotus? I was just gonna call it quits, actually. A mare like that from a nice family, a whole circle of friends, and not an enemy to be found. She's too young to have one. Doesn't just disappear like that. Maybe she was just dissatisfied with her life and hopped a train. Well, a couple of security guards found her dead in a rain basin a couple hours ago. Trapper, sounds like that's it then. Not quite. There's a complication I'd like to talk to you about, something relevant to your interests. Trapper falls silent for a moment while his ears perk up. Look, this is giving me the creeps, and I'd rather you be here than not. Trapper leans back, pondering while staring at the wall next to him. On the wall, there's a pin board covered with newspaper clippings. One of them says, Beast Born in Ravina. Another says, Ghost Story, the traitor saint of Hagia. And the rest continue in a similar vein. He sighs deeply. Alright, I'll be there as quickly as possible. Ooh. Location. Rain basin. The rain basin is located at the top of a large authoritarian tower. Everything is laid out with the strict 90-degree angles of bureaucracy, cast in concrete and lined with bricks. The basin itself is a pool of dark water, though a careful eye can catch a wisp of red blood under the surface. Trapper examines the basin with a look of barely disguised revulsion. So this is where she was found? Floating face down, yes. The corpse is over there if you want to examine it, but I got something else to show you. I'm sure he'll show us. Let's examine the corpse first. Oh shit. Oh. The corpse has been fished out of the basin and is lying on the ground next to it. It is unquestionably the corpse of Serene Lotus, but not a trace of youthful energy remains in her lifeless body. Yikes. Her eyes have been plucked from her. Oozing from the sockets is a mixture of blood and black goo. There's something leaking out of her eye sockets. Yes, I know about every substance that can ooze out of a body by now, and that's not one of them. Is that the complication you were talking about? Believe it or not, no. This is just inexplicable, not outright unsettling. It's pretty unsettling. Follow Lupe. Location, surveillance room. Trapper and Lupe are silhouetted by a luminous grid of screens in an otherwise dark room. Take a look at this video. Is it actually a video? Oh, it's not a video. Okay. Serene Lotus walks into the north elevator of the luminous tower with a business-like stride. Her expression is hard to read but betrays a sense of brave resolve. 210. She presses a button and ascends to the first floor. The door opens, but she pays no attention to it. Once it closes, she presses another button. 423. The elevator goes back to the ground floor. Serene gets out just far enough to put a hoof on the ground. She hesitates for exactly 10 seconds, then enters the elevator again. She presses another button, and the elevator ascends. 803. The elevator stops at the second floor. Again, the door opens, but she pays no attention to it. Once it closes, she presses another button. 1210. The elevator descends back to the ground floor and Serena places a hoof on the ground. She waits for exactly 10 seconds and then goes back into the elevator. What the fuck? 2032. The elevator ascends to the third floor. The door opens and closes, but Serene remains sitting quietly in the elevator. 3012. The elevator descends to the ground floor and Serene repeats the same procedure as the previous 2 times. 4024. The elevator ascends to the 4th floor. Serene is possibly looking a bit impatient, though that may simply be projection. 41. The door opens. 4101. Serene turns her head and stares at the door. 4113. She backs into the elevator. 4202. Serene gets down on her knees and says a little prayer. 4232. The door closes, and as if on cue, she presses a sequence of buttons at once. 4853. She paces in circles as the elevator ascends. Once it reaches the 7th floor, she bangs the back elevator door 3 times. It does not open. 5428. As the elevator reaches the 10th floor, she presses her body against the wall and stands frozen for several minutes. 5801. As soon as the main door opens, she rushes out of the elevator. 5810. She curls up into a ball and starts rocking back and forth. 5900. The light flickers on and off, and for a second, only her piercing red and yellow eyes are visible. Oh, that's really cool. 5901. She gets up slowly and walks back into the elevator. After that, the picture becomes corrupted. The timestamp 2121 remains on screen for several minutes. The last intelligible part of the footage shows the elevator arriving at the ground floor. Location surveillance room. That was odd, but I don't know what I'm supposed to be looking for. Well, do you know the elevator game? First, you enter an elevator after sundown. You take the elevator to the first floor. Put 1 hoof on the ground. Do this thrice, going 1 floor higher each time. Once you reach the 4th or 5th floor, a stranger may enter. Do not talk to them. Press the buttons for the 7th, 10th, and 13th floor. This must be done before anyone else, or you may never return. Once the elevator stops at the 13th floor, you will enter another dimension. It will look just like the building you are in, but run down and abandoned. If you look outside the window, you'll see an X in the sky. You need to hurry back. The distance between you and the elevator increases exponentially. Yike. Camera angle. Possibly changed? Possibly? Fuck. Okay. Well, that sounds like a story fillies make up during their sleepovers to freak each other out. Oh, it is, but look at the video again, and be sure to pause when she puts her hoof out the door for the first time. Play video. Serena Lotus walks into the north elevator of the luminous tower. Pause. The image freezes. She presses a button and descends to the first floor. The door opens, but she pays no attention to it. Once it closes, she presses another button. What am I supposed to be looking at? The image freezes. Looking closer, something about the picture seems different. Oh, that's definitely odd. The image freezes. Looking closer, something about the picture seems different. Now, that could be a glitch, but that's no glitch. How can you be sure of that? Well, it's no glitch I've ever seen before, that's for sure. Talking about, like, the X over her face? 2002. Oh, image freezes, looking closer, so the picture seems different. One more. Fuck. What? What is going on? Why isn't this video working properly? Okay. 3. You are going to die today. The fuck? I thought her expression looked a bit odd before. I know, like her father had threatened to kill her pet bunny or something. That's curiously specific. Please tell me your father didn't kill any of your pets as a filly. What can I say? I had a rough upbringing. Damn, Lupe, I'm sorry. Wait, 4th floor? Yes, most buildings don't have a 4th floor, but the luminous tower is an exception. The sign changed. Yes, this is the only floor where the sign behaves oddly. Yike! What is that? Door opens. Screen turns her head and stares at the door. I'm scared about this. Oh! Oh! Oh boy! Now I know what you're gonna say, but I already have a theory. Of course you do. This is the part that unsettled me. Oh, really? This is... only this part? Have you ever had a really uncomfortable moment with some horse in an elevator? Hello there. Why would anyone do this? Robed shadows in red and blue. What did you say? I was trying to read her lips, but the video quality is bad. It's hard to tell. What? Do you know what she's looking at? The door, I think. I guess she didn't expect it to close. Clever girl. Now, it's pretty clear what Serena is saying in this part. Oh? Let me out, let me out. No escape. Is this part of the elevator game? Not that I heard, but there may be several versions of it out there. What are these things swarming around her? Glitches. That's what they look like, but what are they really? Yike! By the saints! I thought you'd find that interesting. That in particular. My eyes! I can turn the contrast down, but it didn't help last time I saw it either. Yike! Yike! The guard said she looked serene as she entered the elevator for the last time. Bad time for a pun, isn't it? We don't know her name, and she does look strangely tranquil. Yo, what good girl. The picture becomes almost impossible to make out beyond this point. So what do you make of this? It's something, alright. Uh-huh. Yike! After that, the picture becomes corrupted. Timestamp 2122. Okay, 2121. Trees. It's all red. There's a sound coming from outside the surveillance room. Door opens. The two investigators turn their head and peer into the darkness. Hello? Who's there? A smiling mare appears in the narrow slit. All they can make out in the darkness is a mess of dark hair and teeth. Soft, iridescent glow bathing the walls. Two horses, one red, one blue, about to die. This is the police! Open the door and stand back! Oh, Lupe. The strange mare ignores her order and keeps cooing from the narrow slit. Do you know what eyeballs taste like? They taste so good. Shut up, creep! Here's the thing about having your eyes eaten. You don't actually stop seeing. You stop being able to distinguish the beautiful from the ugly, night from day. Horses from meat. The two investigator stands stunned for a moment until Lupe shakes herself out of her trance. She blinks 3 times and continues. Oh, Lupe's a girl. Okay. I am going to count to 3, and if you're not in the door frame by then, I'm gonna stamp your head so far into the ground. You should check on the corpse, officer. If I don't kill you, she will. Oh, she will. Yike! Trapper's ears perk up as the smiling mare utters her grim prophecy. His eyes are like a miner's watching the early warnings of a cave-in. I love that illustration. He puts a hoof on Lupe's shoulder, prompting her to glance back for a brief second. I got a bad feeling about this. We need to check on Serene. Oh, you have a bad feeling about this, Trapper, do you now? Do you have a bad feeling? Can't. Got a psycho to deal with. I hate to ask, but damn it, you're gonna leave me to fend for myself while you run off to check on a dead mare who is dead just because you have a bad feeling? I can handle psychos twice as big as her in my sleep. You do what you need to do. I feel like Trapper's probably not gonna have a good time with this. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Here I come. Lupe's not gonna have a good time with this. Lupe chases the mare out into a confusing labyrinth of cubicles laid out as only a horse would place them, with twisty passages and intersections all alike. Whoops. Somewhere ahead, the voice of the smiling mare can be heard. Tell me, officer, what do you see when you look at me? A young, frail mare, barely out of university? The voice seems to come from the left. No, the right. I'm not gonna be responsible for this. I'm gonna go left. Trust your instincts. Maybe. Okay. Let me tell you how I see you. I see a monster. A vile insect with 4 legs ready to be swatted. I'm gonna trust my first instincts on this at all times. Oh, and guess what? There's no feeling of there's no. Oh God, what does my gut say? Go left. I found a knife. Oh, Lupe, no. I fucked Lupe over. I feel bad. Oh, I feel so bad. No, Lupe. No. On the roof where the rain basin is located, a shower is starting. Dark clouds have gathered and the first droplets have begun to trickle down. Trapper trots over to the wet ground back to where they left the mutilated corpse of Serene, but her body is nowhere to be found. By the saints! There is a blue outline of something. That might just be water. He paces around, going back again and again to the place where the body used to be, as if he expects it to suddenly show up, like the image in a magic eye picture if you focus your eyes the right way. I don't think that's gonna work. Suddenly there's the sound of hoof steps coming from behind him, and Trapper tenses up. He listens intently for any additional sounds that might give him a clue how to react. There's nothing else. Even the hoofbeats have stopped. He turns around. A wind howls through the scene, and carried atop is what sounds like mocking laughter. A crunch, old bones settling, sweat appears on his forehead. He takes a deep breath and mumbles to himself like a fowl trying to convince himself there's no boogeyman in the closet. Trapper is just about to head back into the building to join his partner when... Boo! Trapper jumps back. Damn it, how did you... Where's Lupe? She is red, so red and pretty, splattering and oozing, and eyes that go out. Poof! There 1 second, gone the next. It's all so fascinating. The smiling mare casts a menacing glare at Trapper and trots slowly towards him, forcing him to retreat. What even are you? The mare ignores his question, continues to drone on in a low voice. I'm tired of red now. blue. Cold, breathless blue, twitching and spasming. The smiling mare towers over the basin, watching Trapper struggle like a film buff would watch a movie. When he attempts to swim towards the edge, he puts a hoof on his head and forces his face into the water. Holy shit. Trapper tries to scream, but only succeeds in letting out a muffled yelp and swallowing a mouthful of water while he struggles against the mare's grip. Oh my god. Eventually, his struggles stop, and there's nothing but rippling that grows weaker and weaker until the water is still. Excerpt from a news report. The 2 police officers investigating the case were found dead within the same building, each having had their eyes removed in a similar fashion. The killer is still at large and presumed to be extremely dangerous. The only identification we have is a glitched and grainy still image from the security footage. From this we can get the following description. A young mare with an unusually long mane and a pair of red and yellow eyes. There's some confusion about this part. A still image shows her with supernumerary in her eyes, more than the right amount of eyes, I'm guessing. But that's almost certainly a result of a glitch in the video. Sure, yep. It is not known what happened to Serene Lotus. While her body was reported found, it was not recovered at the crime scene. Tune in at 11 for further details and a statement from the police chief, which... Location in your living room. A ghostly image looks at you from behind the television screen. For a brief moment, a word flickers across the screen. Help. The end. Okay. So, I think I fucked that pretty solidly. Okay, so that was the elevator game. Fuck. I don't know if you can save any of the people. I feel like maybe you can save Lupe if you do it right. I don't know if I'm missing something, but yeah, no, that was super cool. That was weird. I didn't know it was gonna be a thing like this. It's a little scary. But yeah. Thank you guys. That's basically, thank you guys for watching this. Happy Halloween. Stay safe. Let me know what you guys are being for Halloween. I'm being a huge little bitch. I'm playing Outlast. So, yep, I will see you guys very soon. Goodbye.